Hey Joe,
Have you been here yet?
I haven't been here yet, Jerry.
behind this gate in the middle of an old neighborhood in El Paso, Texas, is the remains of a wrecking yard, out of business since 1997. But there's still cars here, and back in that cinder block building, one man is chasing his dreams from glory days gone by.
It makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It's memories of my childhood, seeing this car 40 plus years ago in action, race, and seeing it after that.
Obviously a 1970 Mach 1.
What do you think? Is it all there? Can you look at it and tell me what you think?
It looks pretty complete. Drivetrain's all out of it, but the body's all here. The way I remember it, it's got the lettering on the side of the door. It's been partially removed, and you can see the driver name up here, and it would have been George Martin would have been the driver.
Barely visible, but we're going to get this thing out and take a close look in the light.
The engine and transmission's in the next garage,
Oh,
but
wow.
the differential, the whole rear end, and looks like it's all under it, but it looks like they removed the front suspension to rebuild it.
No longer a Mach 1 on the drag strip. Macho One.
What did it run in a quarter?
It was a stock eliminator car, so it most likely ran probably high 11s back then, and it was, I believe, a record holder as well.
Bernie Canellis and George Martin on the right. The late 1970s. To find this car, a dream come true for Tony Ortega.
Hey, so tell us, what is this car?
This is a 70 Mach 1 R-code, original shaker car, drag pack option.
Yes, sir. It was born a 428 Cobra Jet with a shaker scoop popping through a hole in the hood.
Is the drivetrain back there? Is that what we're seeing?
The engine and transmission's in the next garage. Car's been here in El Paso for its whole life. Originally it was bought here new.
So a stock Mach 1 will have Mach 1 lettering in the center of that deck lid on the back. And so let's take a look and see what they did with Macho One. Yeah, the Mach 1 lettering's definitely gone. And beneath that dust, does it say Macho One?
My family had actually seen the car back in 76 or 7 and were able to test drive it, and they had a choice between this car, this one was a 4-speed, and another car that was an automatic. They bought the automatic. The interior looks out, and he has it next door as well. It's a solid Southwest car. It's always been in El Paso, so there's no rust. Real dry climate here, so it's real good for us car guys that like to find them. All the original sheet metals on this car. The paint trim and the inside's still all original paint. Looks to be the Calypso Coral.
Show me where you can tell that.
Right in here, because you can see the striker plate. It hasn't been tampered with or messed with. Everything's been, even the rubber grommet, all the original screws. Just looks like it needs a real good cleaning.
Can we take a peek at the drivetrain and the interior?
Yes, sir. And here's the shaker assembly.
Oh,
This is the original shaker assembly off the car. And you can see it's in pretty decent shape. It's patinaed. So of course we'll get it all cleaned up and put back to original configuration.
okay. And then we got to go to this other garage.
Yeah. It looks like it's got either a 69 or 70 428. I'm not quite sure if it's original to the vehicle or not. We did see that it's got the C scratch on the back of the block, so the block is a 428. It does have an aluminum police interceptor intake, which these originally came with a cast iron. I'm not quite sure if this is the engine that they bought it with or not, but I do know some friends and that have some of the parts that are floating around of this vehicle, so we'll definitely be able to put it back together with the period correct pieces. And the transmission's over there, large input, right, large out, top loader. And we're still decoding things, so we're trying to figure the story on this vehicle.
Okay, so you're going to get all this stuff out and load it up.
We're gonna load, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
There's all the interior. Apparently they had gone through all the interior and bought a kit for it, so everything's been reupholstered,
It's all up here.
and it was done a long time ago, so I'm hoping the parts are OEM or high quality.
Is that radiator and stuff? Maybe.
Maybe we're still going through a lot of it. It's
You just have
a
to-
puzzle right now.
What's
There's a Magnum 500 that they had for the vehicle. Most likely this car would have had the rally hubcaps.
You got the Marty report yet?
No, not yet, but I will share that with you guys.
What's the suspension need, Tony?
It looks like they pulled the front suspension off to rebuild it, so we're trying to gather all the pieces together and put it all back on just to move the vehicle. And then once I get it to our shop, we'll put all the pieces, all the original OEM stuff back on it. We'll just refurbish it.
To move it, what do you got to do?
Basically just bolt everything back on. The complete front suspension was unbolted sometime in the 90s, and we're gonna basically bolt it back on just so we can roll it out of here.
This old Mach 1 may look bad. That's just because it's dusty and dirty and apart, but it's an excellent candidate for a restoration.
So this car doesn't have an ounce of rust on it, right?
No, sir. Yeah, it is solid. All original sheet metal.
Is that just because we're in El Paso where it's...
Pretty much real dry climate here.
Oh, so you want to know the story about how it...
Yeah, how it all came down. I mean...
I was sitting at home a couple weeks ago, Thursday night, and I usually look on Facebook Marketplace to see what's for sale, and lo and behold, there's the Macho One staring at me. So I sent out 5 text messages, one to Tony, one to John, one to Mike Lightborn,
Tony's cousin.
and one to David Nava's 2 cousins, Jesus and Bart. And Tony called me immediately. And I told him, hey, car's for sale. It's on Facebook. You interested? And he immediately said, no, I have too many irons in fire and blah, blah, blah. And okay, well, there it is. I get a text message about an hour later from John saying, hey, Tony wants the guy's number. And I immediately messaged the guy and said, hey, call Tony. He's interested in the car. And Tony, I guess, the stars lined up just right. He lit some candles and
Said some prayers.
said some prayers. And
I'll be eating bologna and
Ramen noodles.
ramen noodles for a while.
Yeah.
So,
Pork and beans
so
rolls.
did you hoof it down to from San Antonio to El Paso? What'd you do?
I talked to my cousin, and well, first of all, I talked to my wife.
yeah, that's the first one.
With her support and everything, she's like, well, if it's something that was from your youth and you remember it as a kid and you absolutely can't live without it, like all, I guess, every toy that we collect. Fortunately enough, she gave the green light, and I wired the money to John, and he met up with David last Saturday. So these guys pretty much helped me out, and everybody.
What do you mean you wired the money to? What?
Yeah, wired the money so I lock in the deal. I didn't want to lose out on the car.
But he didn't. He's not the owner. What are you wiring him? Then?
He's my cousin, and he lives in El Paso, so I wired him the money, and he met up with.
Wait, I can't hear this guy's banging hammer.
Man. He wants a muffler on it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Nothing's more important than that hammer. So we got quite a few of the players right here.
Yeah, right here with us 3. Him representing his cousin and family selling it. My cousin living here and me being in San Antonio, and we all trusted each other because
He's the key here.
yeah, right there.
We wanted to make sure Mike didn't get it.
Yeah,
No, Mike was cool with it.
Yeah.
he's cool.
No, it is.
We've been dealing with Mike for years.
We've been
Competing
friends,
for cars for years.
for-
Like since the early 80s.
yeah.
Well, nobody really competes with Mike.
No, he's
Trying to get to the sales
he's
before.
a different level. He's
Yeah,
way
he's-
above us. He's
So here's Here's the guy. You got one of the emails from from him.
He texted me. I was mowing the grass. I didn't get back to him until after I got done mowing the grass. Like, what's up with this car now? And he says, tell your cousin that this car is for sale. So I said, all right, let me call my cousin, let him know. So I called him. Then he goes, well, tell Tom to give you the information so he can get a hold of David.
So
'cause he was actually the seller. So
Yeah.
So who got a hold of you first?
Tommy. He got he through
Okay,
Messenger.
through message.
Yeah.
And then next.
Yeah, he said give Tony a call. He knows all about this car and he wants it. Okay. I gave him a call. And it shot off from there. And we didn't even really talk about the car. Actually,
Yeah.
we talked about
Yeah,
other
we
things.
talked about El Paso.
El Paso, yeah, and all the good food and stuff, and the lifestyle, and how do I know Tommy, and I told him a little bit, and then we talked more about the car, and he told me a good history about it, more stuff I didn't know about, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you can have it,
And everything.
and that's where it transpired from there. You're gonna lay on the floor right there like that, like, come on. Right. You don't even have Messenger or anything to see pictures of.
I saw the pictures you
Yeah,
texted me.
I sent him some pictures and stuff, and he goes, "Oh my God, that's it."
Yep. And the car looked the same as it did 30 something years ago, except for all the dust and dirt on it. But the car looks the same. I mean,
So if it wouldn't have been for your friend Tom,
oh yeah, Tom's a catalyst over here.
Yeah.
Like another 15 minutes and Mike would have got it.
No, you think so?
Yeah, Mike finds everything. Mike's like a bloodhound. Mike's the best there is.
You know how many times he's passed by this shop and never walked out with anything? Quite a bit of time.
Well, but he, when it's for sale, he's gonna buy it. Yep. Jerry knows
But-
Mike.
you gotta like him. He's just
Yeah, I love Mike. I do like Mike a lot. He's got a lot of to teach you in life and stuff.
Michael wasn't buying this car, but as a historian, he wanted it documented and called me to do this video.
what?
Jerry,
What?
here's the icing on the cake. These wheels were off this car from 1988.
So when you were a kid and watching it going down the strip, those wheels were on there?
They were on there. I've actually had them on my street car back when I was in high school, and it was part of my memories of knowing that these were off the Macho One. What are we lacking there, Tom? Just put the strut on and the rotor. And of course, we're going to redo all this the proper way at a later date, but this is just to get the car loaded on the trailer.
Is that your steam compressor?
Yeah. I've been selling them for years and years, and
Now is it Macho One or what's it?
Pronounced Macho One. That's at least how the announcers used to say it. And I think there's other toys and Hot Wheels and models that had that same terminology. And it was probably back to disco days of the 70s, I imagine. But it's a play on words, and it's kind of stayed with it. So we're gonna leave it. Is it a 14? There was two that were 14 and two that were 15s.
yes, these are the 14s.
Okay. David kind of alluded to that once this car was put in the garage here, it pretty much sat here the whole time.
That's good, Rick. A little more. Okay, hold on. Like, pretty precarious here.
They bought it out of I believe it was either the Sun Shopper or Thrifty Nickel. It was a local newspaper that would come out, a couple times a week. Friends of ours like Mike Lightborn, we would always rummage through that and always try to find a good deal, be the first out there. And apparently the Nava, I think it was either late 80s or early 90s.
The 80s, 90s, what?
But give or take about 85 around that way.
So your uncle had this car?
Yes, he bought this car. I believe it was for $2,000 back in the day.
Push or pull?
Yeah, both. I'll push from the back.
Fall in the hole.
Yeah, we'll be
That's why I say pull.
Okay, we can do that right here too.
We need pullers and pushers.
pullers and pushers, and not by the grill. Break that grill right off.
I think they had intentions or ambitions or desires to restore it, and sometimes other things in their lives change it, right, Tom? Yep. My dad wanted to, purchase a car after it was been raced and possibly put it back on the street.
Oh boy, that's about to break right there.
What is it? I got the wheel turned all the way.
The wheel.
Oh, it's the...
Oh wow.
Yep.
So the car raced here in El Paso, all over the Southwest, either AHRA or NHRA, I'm not quite sure. Probably in the mid to late 70s, all the way through probably the early 80s.
Right, I should do a WD-40 rebuild on them.
We can.
How's that in luck? Pretty good?
I mean, they're worn, but they are original.
It used to be sponsored by Auto Extras. I believe the owner's name was Bernie, and he was one of the partners in the car. Prior to him passing, he gave the vehicle to his godson, and the car was basically going to be turned into a street car in the late 80s. They were going to pull the 428 out and put a Windsor in it, but that never was completed. So the car just sat. And
You saw what happened to the tire, how it pulled forward?
Yeah.
that was on the hard turn.
That was a hard turn too, yeah. I don't think we have any more hard turns.
I see what you're doing. Yeah, you're trying to keep the control arm from pulling back.
So how do you feel with it leaving?
Oh man, it's an icon. It's the epitome of, you know, owning something that's genuinely American. You know, it's the last. It's hard to see it leave, but somewhere in my heart, I'm terribly happy because Tony's gonna do it.
To imagine these cars now, I think C stock, I think they're probably in the low 10s, if not a little faster. So time has marched on, technology has changed.
Some dreams are gonna happen. He's gonna give me a call when it's done and get to hear it.
Of course, the value in this Mustang lies in its race configuration. Luckily, we can still make out the graphics on the car with help from original photos.
Jerry, I do have a picture of the car in action here. This would have probably been late 70s, and you can see the front wheels are the same wheels that we discussed earlier.
It's on the car there.
Right here you can make out the Quinn Martin Racing on the fender. I'm thinking they probably sanded over the whole vehicle when they were trying to remove the lettering and the decals. So it can either be buffed out the way it is, but that paint that's on there looks like a real thin red coat over the original Calypso Coral. Before they decaled the vehicle, it looks like they painted it a shade of red. We're not sure what it is, but you can see we can make out all the decals right now. In fact, some of them we can make out what they even said, like Speed Pro rings, Hayes clutch. Right here you got the remnants. You can see a 428 Cobra Jet, and this would have been hand painted back in the 70s. Moving down the fender, you can see Quinn Martin, which was the Quinn Martin Productions. They were a team that used to race out here. They raced Cobra Jet, Torinos, and Mustangs back in the 70s, which was George Martin was involved. As we go down the fender, you can see where they put more decals on it. Some decals have been pulled off. Underneath here, you can see the original Calypso Coral color. So it is a one repaint car, and I don't even see primer under it. So it looks like they just put this red paint over the original Calypso Coral. Going down, you can see the original holes for the script Mustang lettering that would have been here. This decal here kind of has the shape of the old either Lunati cams or kinetic cams. Moving down to the door here, you can see driver, and then you can barely make it out, George Martin. So you can see where they sanded it all off, but George Martin was the guy that drove the car in the late 70s, early 80s. And the name of the car, of course, Macho One. You can see where they've been sanding it off, the previous owner, to put it back on the street. So I'll be able to place all the decals back on the vehicle the way it was raced in the 70s. And that is my object that we're going to go ahead and source the decals, get period correct decals and put it back on the vehicle.
So what else is on the quarter here, rear quarter?
Quarter here, you can see a little bit of battle scar here. Something probably came loose at one time. and it's got a little slice on it, but there is no rust bubbles in the lower drops, which, you know, muscle car guys, we just love that stuff. And another decal here, apparently at one time or another been pulled off. On the other side, you can actually make out some of the decals, what they were. Right here, this appears to be a Lakewood decal, which would have been the same manufacturer as the traction bars on it. So that would have been Lakewood traction bars. And coming down the side, we can make out driver George Martin, Macho One. Right here would be Hayes clutch. Right here was Speed Pro. Speed Pro would have been the rings and possibly bearings. And then this one, after looking at it a little further on the other one, this one was a Moroso, which would have been the manufacturer of the drag race tires they used back then. Going around the front, no decals, no signage.
Yeah, and we got this side, so it's all.
Yep.
What is that?
It may have been Macho One right here. So they put their own lettering here in place of the original Mach One stenciling. Oh, here it is right here. M-A-C-H-O, and then they had the one here. And it may have, almost looks like it may have even been Uno. I can't tell.
Those are center lines in the back.
In the back, yeah.
Do you know what size they are or anything?
They probably would have been 15/8. You can also kind of make out the Lakewood traction bars on the car. And from the picture here, you can see them as well hanging out underneath the vehicle right there.
Oh, let's see if we can see those.
Right here, you can make out the traction bar, the Lakewood. And these would have been the premier version of them, which were J-bolt style. They just weren't your old typical bolt on the leaf spring. This actually takes place of the lower shock mount.
How would you restore this then? Do you have any idea now?
Yeah, I think I would lean towards a sympathetic mechanical restoration. I would make sure that everything is safe, the brakes, mechanically top line, top notch. Probably put the vehicle back into the same configuration as it was raced. Same cam, same pistons. So to be able to enjoy and feel the same sensations of the people that raced it back in the 70s. And the more we dig into the car, the more we'll probably uncover more mysteries and maybe some answers.